Hi, YouTube. Thank you so much for coming to my live stream. I'm really excited to talk about a Mary Kay video today. I've done only a few on Mary Kay, and I haven't done one in a while, so I'm really excited. After watching my last video through, yesterday or the day before, I don't think I had my mic connected properly, and my audio was really weird, but at least you guys could hear me. I just had to turn myself up really loud. So sorry about that. And hopefully, actually have my audio connected properly. So sorry. And I hope everyone's having a good week. It's finally getting brighter out. It's finally less miserable out. We still have a little while until it's not totally pitch dark all the time, but I'm really excited to enjoy the outdoors again. Going to listen while working. Hope you are all great. Oh, thank you for listening while working, DC. I also did that with you and Amy's and Jen's stream today. It was excellent, excellent job. Everyone, go subscribe to DC. Her channel is fantastic. Hi, Charlie. How is it going? Thank you for joining. Hi, Heather and everyone. Hi, Amanda. Thank you for coming today. I really appreciate it. Live Panic says, Hi, Heather. Hi, Live Panic. Thank you for coming. So today I'm excited to watch a Mary Kay Ash. Oh, crap. Sorry. I'm excited to watch a Mary Kay Ash video from 1995, I think. And it's interesting. I think it's really cool. I did my sharing incorrectly there. Okay, cool. I did it. Yay. So it's called The Star in You. I don't know how to center myself in the freaking screen. It drives me nuts. It's called The Star in You from 1995, and there's lots of interesting parts in there. Okay, bunch of comments came in all at once. Snowing like crazy here. Oh, I'm sorry. Here it's not actually, it hasn't snowed badly in a while, which I'm really happy about. Hi, Heather and everyone. Hi, Lisa. Thank you for coming. It's always fun to see you here. Thank you. Hi, Avery. Thank you for joining. Can't wait to celebrate with you when you hit 1K, Heather. Oh, thank you. That's so nice. I don't really see that happening, though. I see in my time on YouTube hitting like 500 at some point, but I appreciate your vote of confidence. That's very, very nice. And then DC said hi to everyone. Avery said hi back. DC said hi to more people. And then Live Panic said to DC, caught the end of your live. We'll do replay later. Yes, go watch the replay after. It was fantastic. Great video. And Amanda said hi to DC. And then Charlie said hi to DC. That's nice. Okay. It's quiet because it's from 1995. So hopefully we can hear, but let's get started.
All my life, I have believed that God placed the seeds of greatness in every single one of us, but that it is up to you and to me to reach down within ourselves and bring those seeds into fruition.
Okay, maybe I'll just take the subtitles off because it's nowhere near what it actually is. To reach down within ourselves, and it's like a different language, but it's not. It's supposed to be. It's supposed to be English, so sorry about that. Right, Avery? PlayStation greatness, gotta love captions. With the really old Amway ones, they're pretty accurate, the captions, like the free ones on YouTube. So I thought that was funny. So we're not gonna do the captions, and it's from 1995, so the picture is really bad. And then Lisa says hi to DC. Hello, the Clown Town. Thank you for joining. Everyone, go subscribe to the Clown Town, even though you all already are. They're both so funny and so knowledgeable, and go watch them. They are great. Haha, PlayStation. Right? I'm so excited to trash Mary Kay Ash. I had to with the rhyme. Nice. And then everyone's saying hi to everybody. Cool. Okay, let's keep going.
I want you to know and to believe that there is a star in you. If you have not yet come to realize this, By the time career conference is over, I want you to return home with that realization in full bloom. During
We watched the Beach Boss Influencer podcast, which I might react to every time, but they're like, unleash your inner badass. So they're telling us that we are perfect just the way we are, and we just have to practice unleashing our inner badass. So we need the personal development to figure out how to bring that badass out, right? But we are not deficient. We're not deficient though. Right? And so she's telling us here that the star is already within us. So we just need to learn how to bring that star out. That was very repetitive. And then the Clown Town says hi to everybody. Oh my God, thank you so much. You're welcome. You guys are fantastic. There's something very hypnotic about her voice. Yeah, she's very soothing. She's very like personable too, and a viewer in another Mary Kay video said that they actually like interviewed Mary Kay back in the 80s, and I remember they were saying that like everyone just like flocked to her and she was a celebrity, and it's like she was like floating on air, and everyone around her was like everyone was like following her around and like were like obsessed with her. She was like the idol, you know. Oh boy, career conference. Did you see JJ got a cease and desist from the Beach Boss ladies? I did. That was a fantastic, fantastic video. I just watched the video lift. I can't believe, right? And that video was excellent. She gave so much commentary too. Like, it was not copyright infringement. I got the pink Cadillac. Did you, Mark? The Beach Boss ladies really tried. Yes, they did. They have an interesting podcast, so go to their YouTube page and look for their podcast. They have 2 episodes so far, and one of them I already did a reaction on, and the other one I'm planning on doing one tomorrow, but go listen to the podcast if you're interested. Ah, she's using NLP. Oh, is she? Yeah, both videos were great. Yes, Julie Joe is fantastic. Talking a lot, sorry. Let's keep going.
this conference, you will hear numerous stories of directors who were once sitting right where you are today, not really believing in themselves. And then one day, that remarkable realization came to them that they too could do anything that any other Mary Kay woman was doing, thinking, what has she got I can't have fixed? And then her dream began.
So she mentioned stop. She mentioned iStories, so we're going to look at a quick page about the Mary Kay iStory. DC, if you're still here, like let me know if this isn't accurate. I just quickly Googled Mary Kay iStory because I wanted to know what that meant. But let me know if you have other experiences with this. So having a well-crafted iStory is important because it can help connect you with people at your skincare parties. Create your very own iStory by answering all of the questions provided below. Remember, your iStory may change over time as you build and grow your business, so be sure to revisit this form and revise as needed. Before I started my Mary Kay business, what did you do before starting a Mary Kay business? I started my Mary Kay business because as a result of starting my business as a Mary Kay independent beauty consultant, what has it allowed you to do? As I build my Mary Kay business, I am looking forward to, after you've answered all the questions above, print it out and practice saying it in front of your independent sales director or power partner and ask for feedback. Make changes if needed, then consider memorizing it so you can share it at your next skincare party. So, just a little detour there. A couple comments popped up, so I will look at those in a second. Okay. This looks accurate. Okay, so what we just read about the iStory is accurate based on DC's experience. Oh, it's hashtag build your own power partner. Do you think maybe power partner is like the accountability buddies, or who was it that called them accountability buddies? It was a Beachbody like corporate staff who was saying we need accountability buddies. It might have been Kevin Shaw in a recent national wake up call. Maybe it's like that. DC, do you know? What is a power partner?
Whatever picture you paint in your mind, the mind goes to work to complete it. Someone once said that a man is what he thinks about all day long. Well, if that applies to man, it certainly applies to us too. Believe me, if you will think about what it is that you want to do and what you want to become all day long, great things are going to happen in your life. Keep your goals.
I'm going to think about going to the moon, even though I'm not an astronaut, even though I know nothing about physics or astrology or whatever. I'm just going to think about going to the moon every single day, all day, and I'm going to go to the moon because that's what Mary Kay Ash said, right? Yep, someone who will push you to the next rank. Gotcha. I can't stand the positive manifestation crap. I think it's a good thing to have a positive mindset when it's something that you can actually control. Like, I am going to achieve this personal best at the gym by this time, right? And you have some control over that. You will know what kind of steps you need to take in order to do your heaviest ever like deadlift, right? You know kind of what you need to do. And if you don't, go get a trainer to help you meet that goal. But saying that you're going to find magical success in Mary Kay is not actually going to help you find success unless you can recruit hundreds and hundreds of people. I'm just going to think about my pain going away every day. Surely it'll go away, right? I can't stand that. Yeah, it's so terrible. If you apply that to chronic pain, mental health, any kind of chronic illness, it's so toxic and is it kind of victim blamey too? Because we have our issues because we do not want to get past it enough and we are not thinking positively enough. And that's why we have chronic pain or depression. What do you think about that? Me too, Heather. Makes me mad because they take it too far. Yes, it's fine. Like a lot of the things that we hear in these conversations are fine on the surface level in day to day life. But then when it's applied to the MLM context, it's really, really toxic and, in my opinion, gaslighty. Going to the moon with you. Who wants to go to the moon with me? I thought about it. I'm going to think about it all day tomorrow. So I'm going to go. Ooh, like, I've seen my family go through some shit and they did not manifest that into their life, you know? Totally, completely agree. People don't manifest getting cancer, people don't manifest getting into accidents, people don't manifest having to seek medication, get medication for their mental health issues. Things happen and there's no shame in it. Great points. I'll just think about my heart rate going back to normal and it'll just happen. Aw, I'm sorry to hear that you're having issues with your heart rate. I had that experience 5 years ago, 6 years ago. Got it under control, but it's not fun, and I'm sorry that's happening. Ooh. Self-help is a scam. It is. If you just thought more positively, you would be better. It's not. If not, if you tried this product, if you did yoga, etc., it's never just you're struggling. Yeah, sometimes shit just sucks and we struggle, and that's okay, right? We're all gonna end up on the moon. Yeah, let's go. Okay. Heather, if you ever want to collab sometime, let me know. I'd love to do whatever I can to help you get more reach. Thank you. I would love that. That would be great. I have your email in my little YouTube email, so I'll send you an email. Maybe we can think about something together. That would be awesome. Thank you for offering. That's really nice. Okay, let's keep going.
Posted on your desk, your refrigerator, we're there a lot, your bathroom mirror, and your car visor, so that you are reminded all day long of your goal. I want you to throw out all those negative words like, if I can, and I hope, and maybe, because this is a feminine thing that we were unfortunately born with. You never hear a man saying, if I can, and I hope. They at least have enough sense to bluff their way through, even if sometimes they're just as scared as we are. I want you to get rid of those insecurities. You are a woman. You can do anything in this world that you want to do. And I want you to replace those words with I can, I will, I must. Say it with me. I can, I will, I must. Remember, if you do the things you ought to do when you ought to do them, then someday you can do the things you want to do when you want to do them. Like,
she's telling us to get rid of our insecurities and believe we can do anything. It's great to believe we can do anything as someone who identifies as female. I like the idea of like my the sex I was assigned at birth not restricting my success in my chosen career path and people taking me seriously and valuing my skills and my knowledge. That's wonderful and that's great. However, the other part about like getting rid of our insecurities, that's part of everyday life. We all go through it. Has ever I don't think anyone just goes through life without feeling insecure or unsure at some point in their lives. And so it's she's telling us to believe we can do anything and not feel insecure. So we'll stay in, it's going to say Amazon. Mary Kay for as long as possible. She doesn't actually, in my opinion, in this video, she's not actually worried about our well being. She just wants us to stay in the system for as long as possible. Okay. I missed so many comments. It's okay. I have medication for it now, but it's not great. I'm sorry. That sucks. It sucks when you have to have medication forever and ever. I have my thyroid medication that I will always have to take, and that sucks. I'm really sorry. Yeah, but the struggle stories can be turned into your why. Yes. We know the why stories are always so important in MLM. And then DC left a little heart. I will definitely email you and we can figure something out. It would be really fun to do collabs again because I used to do them with Gracious Expectations and I haven't done them in a really long time. And it's fun to talk to someone on stream for sure. I hope you find a better medication. Yeah. And then Lip Panic agreed with Charlie. Would love to see a DC and Heather collab. Thank you. Girl, what do you mean? Maybe it's sometimes a reality. Yes, I completely agree. Okay. So many comments. Oh my goodness. Girl, do the things you ought to do when you ought to do them. What things, Miss Mary? I don't remember her exact quote, but it's like, do the things you ought to do when you ought to do them so you can do the things you want to do when you want to do them. So just like sacrifice your, in my opinion, it means like sacrifice your like free time, sacrifice potentially like your mental health and your relationships with your spouse and your kids. So maybe at some point down the road, you can do the things that you want with your partner and your family and your kids. And that way the sacrifice will all be worth it. This is very gaslight, gatekeep, girl boss. Yes. Amazing how MLMs haven't really changed much in all these years, right? Isn't that so interesting? This is 1995, remember? I was just a little person. I was just little. Mary Kay is the OG of Boss Babes. Yes, I completely agree. I like DC's crafts. I agree. They're so fun and they're so calming and relaxing. Cool.
being a national. Whatever you do or dream you can do, begin it. Boldness has genius and power and magic in it. Yes, there will be discouraging times. When you made the decision to become a consultant, chances are somebody said, "You can't do that. You've never sold anything. You aren't the type." And the list could go on forever. I know this is true because so many of our successful consultants and directors relate this in their stories. But they persisted in spite of those negative statements and went on to achieve success beyond their wildest dreams. And you can do it too. I'm sure that Shirley Hutton, when she was earning $11,000 a year as a TV newscaster, never dreamed that she would retire some 20 years later at $650,000 a year for 15 years. Think of that. The important thing to remember is that we live in a negative world, and there will always be those who tell you it can't be done. Remember our meager beginning?
She's not wrong. Lots of people are negative in day to day life. There will be people who are just toxic and rude to you and will make you feel bad just for the purpose of making you feel bad. But there will also be people who are worried about you, who care about you and love you, and are questioning why you're in your MLM. There's two distinct people. You could have really toxic parents who are just rude to you, or you could have caring, loving parents who want what's best for you. And Lip Panic just said, oops, income claims, right? So one of the distributors went from $11,000 in 1 year to $650,000 every year for 15 years. That is not at this time, even now, making $650,000 in a year in Mary Kay is not the average experience, and she's gonna make it seem like later you can make all your money just by hosting 5 parties a week, but no, you can hold all the parties you want, but if no one joins you, it doesn't matter.
I was told by everyone it couldn't be done, but I refused to listen. And aren't you glad I didn't listen? Thousands of women around the world today are basking in the glory of Mary Kay Cosmetics. Do you remember the story about the tool of discouragement?
Okay, this is the part that's really good, and it's why I named my stream what I named it. But before we go into that, she's talking about what if she gave up and she listened to the negative people, then thousands of people would not be basking in the glory of Mary Kay Cosmetics and the Mary Kay income opportunity. We hear about that a lot in Beachbody, in every MLM. People will say, well, what if I said no? What if I blocked my upline and then all of you wouldn't be here and you wouldn't be helping all of the people that you help and you wouldn't be impacting all of these other families too. And so just imagine the ripple effect that you would have ended before it even started if you hadn't said yes. Basking in the glory of Mary Kay Cosmetics. Mhm. Ma'am, what glory? I like that. I feel like your sarcasm, Avery, just, like, came through the screen, and I really liked it. It made me laugh.
Once upon a time, so the story goes, it was announced that the devil was going out of business and would sell all of his equipment to those who were willing to pay the price. On the big day of the sale, all of his tools were displayed: envy and jealousy, hatred and malice and deceit, pride and idolatry, and all the other instruments of unhappiness. Each was labeled with its own price tag. However, off to one side, there was a harmless but worn-looking wedge-shaped tool that had the highest price of all. Somebody asked, "Why is the price so high?" And the devil said, "It is discouragement. And with it, I can pry open doors that are immune to all other tools. Once inside a person's heart, I can finish the job with any of the other tools. I use it on everyone, and few people know that it belongs to me." The tool was priced so high that nobody bought it, and to this day, it has never been sold. Discouragement belongs to the devil, and he still uses it. I want you to remember this story when somebody tries to discourage you. Faith is
Okay, so anytime there is anyone who's questioning us in our business, it's the devil using fear and hatred and misunderstanding. And it's the devil in that person trying to bring us down, is what I got from that. And anything that we feel within ourselves when we're doubting ourselves, where we're wondering if we're in the right place, that's not just normal emotions and day to day feelings. No, that's the devil within us trying to sabotage us in our business. So, anyone questioning us, that's the devil. Any questioning within ourselves, that's also the devil. Is that how you interpreted that? That's crazy. So, anyone who's questioning you is evil, is the devil. I hate that. I hate the invalidation of very real criticisms, of very real worries of our loved ones. I don't like that. As humans, we should want to hear feedback, hear constructive criticism on our behavior. And I feel like, at least for me personally, when I hear that, I want to be able to take it in, listen to it, and then adapt my behavior if I see that I need to adapt my behavior. Like if a friend or a family member comes up and says like, "Hey, you hurt my feelings when you did this." I'm not going to say you're the devil. That's the devil talking. No, I'm going to say, "Okay, I'm sorry. I'm going to do this in the future." She's a good speaker. Speaking slowly is a type of hypnosis technique. I don't remember the exact type. Yes, she's a very good speaker. She's very personable. She's very smart. And she was a trailblazer for her time too, which is interesting. She really pushed female empowerment, wanting women to make good money while having an MLM company and while ensuring that the women in her company looked and behaved in a very certain way. Because you want female empowerment in the sense that you want women to have jobs in a time when women didn't really have jobs other than like teaching and nursing, which are great jobs, of course. But then you want them to fit a very feminine stereotype of what she thinks it means to be a woman. I'm like flailing my one hand around. Wee. She is DC. She pisses me off, but there's something in my brain that wants to listen to her. Yes, I agree. I agree. She's nice to listen to. Their makeup doesn't have a good reputation in terms of quality. I don't know anyone who wears it. Who are they going to sell all this makeup to besides the reps trying to sell it? Probably no one. Yes. Beautiful point. Great point. A good speaker can almost be as soothing as a good singer. Oh, interesting. She is a good speaker. She speaks clearly and enunciates pretty well, even with a slight accent. Yes, I agree. Very soothing. It's like has a nice rhythm to it. I like listening to her. Cult, cult, cult. Yes. Cult alert. Yes, I agree. I will give her credit based on the historical context, but I wish she used her abilities in some other way. Yes. Yes. I wish she had opened up another company, like an actual company where the women in her company would have been paid a good salary, a good wage for that time, and she actually paid them for their work and did not expect them to be, in my opinion, clones of her. It's great if those identifying as women want to like get dressed up and wear makeup and put a lot of effort into their appearance, but we know not everyone likes to do that. Some people want to do that sometimes, some people don't want to do that. Some people never want to do that, and that's fine. Hi, Heather. Hi, Sam. Thank you for joining. This is a fun one. I'm glad you're here. I had a lot of customers, but it was a lot of work. Yeah, it's hard to sell MLM products for sure, for sure. And then Sam saying hi to everyone. Hi, all. Made it to alive. Hi, Julie. Thank you for coming. I really appreciate it. With Panic saying hi. And then Clown Tan saying hi to Sam and Julie. I'll be a little quiet because I'm working on something, but I'm here. That's okay. Thank you for hanging out. I really appreciate it. And then everyone saying hi to each other. Okay, let's keep going.
Wanting something with all your heart. Faith is taking a chance on something before you're sure of how it will work out.
Faith is taking a chance on something before you're sure how it will work out. That's not technically wrong. I've said this before. I moved several provinces away after grad school without knowing a soul. Didn't know I had a job lined up, but I didn't really know what I'd be doing in that job. It's a risk. Sometimes you have to take risks in life in order to find out what you actually want to do, right? But in the MLM context, that risk is a lot more dangerous and a lot more serious. Hi, Angel Singer. Thank you for joining. I really appreciate it. This is a good one. We're talking about a very old Mary Kay Ash video.
Anything can be accomplished by the person who really wants to succeed. But no woman will ever believe she can move a mountain unless she really wants that mountain to move. I hope you will apply this definition of faith to your dreams. First of all, you must know what it is that you want. Many people.
Heather, we are your MLM. I love your little one-liners, Mark. They're so witty. Thanks for coming, Mark.
fail because they have neglected to visualize in detail what it is they're trying to achieve. See yourself doing what you want to do. If you really want your dream to come true, you will plan, organize, reorganize, and work until you get what you want. Remember, you never really fail until you stop wanting and quit.
I was nodding because she's like, if you have a goal, you have to plan, you have to figure out like an action steps to get towards your goal. But then you only fail if you quit. We know where that came from. In my opinion, I feel like that started with Dexter Yager and Rich DeVos, who literally said, only no one fails in Amway. No one fails in Amway unless you quit. So it's your fault that you failed because you quit. We are in Heather's anti-MLM MLM. Yikes, it's like The Secret before The Secret was a thing. Ooh, interesting. When you fail to plan, you plan to fail. Okay, ma'am. I love the ma'ams. I don't know who I picked that up from. It might have been you, DC, but I didn't used to say ma'ams in my video, ma'am and sir. Then I started to say ma'am and sir. So sorry if I copied you, DC, or anyone else who makes these videos that I might have picked up that habit from. We love you in a non-culty way, Heather. Thank you, Sam. That's so nice. Did I miss Lip Panic's comment? I'm sorry if I did. But yes, typical MLM. We hear every single MLM distributor everywhere saying this.
It is said that many people never commit their lives to something that has the prospect of greatness because they fear failure. Many people deliberately set their goals too low to reduce the possibility of disappointment. You know, when the 2020 challenge was introduced, most people thought, I could never do that. But you know what? Many of you took that challenge and you're going to see them march across the stage in victory. Not only that, the remarkable thing is how they now feel about their Mary Kay careers. As of February, we already had 6,220 commitment cards accepting my challenge, with more coming in every day, and over 5,000 Valentine sheets filled to capacity with names of consultants accepting the challenge.
She's going to explain the 2020 challenge in a second. I get the 20 part. I don't understand the second 20 part. So we'll see. Some comments here. Military habit, ma'am. What do you mean? What military habit? I might have missed something. Sam says hi to Avery Joe. People don't quit their biz because they stop wanting. They quit because they are losing money. Yes. Yes. People who aren't people join MLMs probably because they need some money, right? They want to make money. They're in a vulnerable financial state. They're going to try. They're going to try their best. I bet there is not an MLM distributor anywhere who went in with the intention of making money and just didn't try. That's a great point.
Let me tell you the story of one director, Mary Richards, who wrote that though she had had throat surgery in January, she still held 27 classes with over $10,000 in retail sales. She booked 42 classes and scheduled 29 interviews for February from that January bout. Another director.
Has anyone here ever had surgery on their throat? She's talking about how a distributor had surgery on her freaking throat and went out and held like 40 classes. I had my whole ass thyroid removed in January 2020 for like 2 months after. I couldn't talk. I was croaking. I was a croaker. And the fact that this woman, if this is a real story, had her whole ass throat cut open and she still went and did these classes and she's being praised for it. That seems a little backwards, seems a little weird. Why are we glorifying speaking right after surgery like that when we don't actually have to? If we were our own business owner, we would be able to get someone else to go do in the public part and the talking with customers part, and we could do the accounting, we could do the bookkeeping while our throat is recovering. Makes me mad. So I'm just thinking about how much I struggled for months after that surgery, and I could not imagine being forced to go and do presentations at work the week after. Saying yes, ma'am, and no, sir is a habit built in the military or in military vets. Gotcha. Gotcha. So, do you pay them a living wage, ma'am? Probably not. And they probably don't make living wage now. I'm calling bullshit on the throat story. Yeah. Yeah, that's why I said, like, if it's true, it's terrible, but who knows if it's true because I feel like they could just make up stories just to prove a point. On my throat, no, I can't imagine working after that though. Right? Right? People need to hear after surgery, god dang it. Yes. Yes. I was off work for 2 weeks. I still got paid because I had sick time. I laid on my couch and I slept. Thankfully, my parents came to help me after that, and they went out and got my food and made me food. I didn't leave the couch for 2 weeks.
Shared with me that one of her consultants who is legally blind achieved 20/20 in the month of January. Her husband drove her to every single one of her classes. Isn't that wonderful? They're making money, which is what I want you to do. Remember that someone who is only holding 2 or 3 classes a week is not really making any money. She needs to hold 5 every week in order to be making really good money. That's just 3 hours a day. I have received countless letters.
You need to hold 5 parties in a week in order to make good money. It's just 3 hours a day. I wonder how much time and effort goes into planning these 5 parties. Where are we finding these people for each of the 5 parties? Where are we finding all of these hosts for each of these 5 freaking parties? And just because you have someone go to your parties doesn't mean that's going to translate into them being in your downline because they actually have to join your downline from that party. So you could do like 6,000 parties in a week and it doesn't matter. You're not going to make shit unless those people join your downline. Why am I getting mad? Calm down. It's okay. It doesn't matter. I don't put it past people in MLMs pushing people to do things that don't support their health. I probably would have been forced to talk about how grateful I am that I can work my Beachbody business from my couch after recovering from a pretty major surgery. Look at the time freedom. Isn't it great? I don't either, DC. I had stenosis surgery. Went in through my throat. I was not talking, eating, or doing anything but laying in bed for a week or more. Yes, same here. We had the same experience. It's terrible. It sucks. Also, Carol, hello. Thank you for coming. I really appreciate you being here. 3 hours a day. Are they paid fairly for those 3 hours? I doubt it, right? How much time, how many hours goes into planning these parties? And then I wonder how much money women in 1995 made from these parties. And then if you divide it by the number of hours in preparation, what is their hourly wage? Not even in college did I want to go to that many parties, right? Same. I never went to parties. Mm-mm. I am an introvert. I don't want to talk to people while I'm talking to a bunch of people on the internet. They always act like the time spent doing the party isn't much, but imagine time spent getting people to even agree to the party, much less all the prep work. Yes, I completely agree. I'm healing from my surgery on my right hip. Aw. I have weeks of healing to go. I'm resting lots, mostly on my sofa every day. My operation was on February 16th. I'm sorry to hear that, but I'm glad that you have the time and the space to heal and relax because if you push too hard too early, it's just going to prolong the healing process. So I'm glad you're just relaxing, taking it easy. That's great. Hey, it's the lady whose picture hangs in all Mary Kay studios like the North Korean leaders. Hi, Melissa. It's nice to see you. Thank you for coming. I caught a live. Hello, Heather in chat. Hi, Rachel. Thank you for coming. I'm so happy you're here. I never partied in college, though I did my schooling online. I always said no to parties. It's like, no, I'm not going. Oh, why are you busy? No, I just don't want to go. You have to prep your kit. You have to invite, follow up, remind people, plan the games for the event, make sure you have cash for change, have receipts, have product for customers. It's tons of prep. Wow. I'm tired just reading that. Last year, during Women's History Month, the students on announcements gave facts about Mary Kay Ash. I definitely rolled my eyes and gave a bit of real MLM facts. Yikes. Ooh, that's interesting. Cool. And it's nice to see you here. How do you say your YouTube name? Retro? Retro? Let me know if I said it wrong, but thank you for coming.
Telling me what this challenge has meant to them. That for the very first time, they now see what their Mary Kay careers can be. They have found that Mary Kay Cosmetics is a career, not a hobby. 5 classes a week will make your dream come alive in 95. Several times a day, both verbally and in writing, repeat this: I will make 95 my year of greatest achievement. Make a list of what you want to accomplish.
Will make 95 my greatest year of achievement. All the women have to do at this time, just say that, and then they're magically going to be a Mary Kay millionaire.
Before December the 31st, 1995. Then number your goals in priority order. Review them every single day and identify the specific actions that you will take to achieve those goals. Remember, you don't always get what you expect unless you inspect. Keep your goal ever in front of you.
Don't hate that advice. It's good to plan. It's good to plan, good to examine how you are working towards your goal. Don't hate it. But I hate it in the MLM context because it doesn't matter how much you plan, it doesn't matter how much effort you put in, you're not going to make any money. Heather, I think it's like uh-oh, but with an R, so ruh-oh. Cool, okay, thank you. That's still tricky for me. I'll struggle to remember that, but I will try my best. Thank you. Well, that doesn't sound culty or creepy at all, right? You are getting sleepy. You are getting sleepy. Classes, are they teachers? Like skincare makeup classes. 5 classes a week. Who has that kind of time? Like the Amway friends, right? Show the plan. 5 to 6 nights a week. 5 to 6 nights a week. I could just hear Dexter saying it in his little weird cadence. I've seen some YouTubes of these parties, and I think I'd rather be anywhere else. Agreed. They like to say skincare classes instead of party to make it sound more legit. Not that the consultants have any business teaching people about skincare. I always felt icky calling it that. Yeah, I don't really know what happens at these parties. I'm assuming they're just like sitting around putting on makeup and like cream on their face. But if anyone knows more about that, you can let us know.
Linda Chestnut Tupin, the top Diamond Go Give area director, told a very interesting story about her philosophy for getting things done, especially things she might not want to do. Linda was raised on a dairy farm, and she talks about the fact that the dairy was her family's livelihood, that there was no choice as to whether those cows would be milked twice a day. If they weren't, the cows would sicken and die, and the family would have gone bankrupt. And no matter what else was happening, those cows had to be milked. When Linda lost her grandmother, the family got up, got dressed, and went out to the barn, and they milked those cows. They came in, changed their clothes, went to their grandmother's funeral, came home, changed clothes, went out to the barn, and mourned for their grandmother while they milked the cows. Remember this story of Linda and her family's dairy farm and milk those cows. Remember that 20 classes in a month can fix.
We know in the Mary Kay context, it's about like forget about the trauma you may be going through, forget about the challenges you're experiencing with your family. Just stay focused on your Mary Kay business and you will find success. In the Beachbody context, I've seen one of the male Beachbody coaches praise one of his male Beachbody coaches for working and achieving Success Club the same month that his dad died. If you're in an average employment environment, you will have the opportunity to potentially take off like sick time, bereavement leave, or just take time off so you can mourn your lost family member in peace. It's very weird. when you hear someone being praised for working through such a traumatic event as losing a parent. It's terrible. We wash the skin first, so all of the skincare lines of all the skincare lines, okay, prep, then talk them through applying a look. First party is natural, follow up is glam. Normally, satin hands happens during the intro. Okay, thank you. That's awesome for to know. I can't talk. DC and I can give all the piping hot tea on parties. A typical party was mostly skincare focused since that was the product you could make the most steady money with. Interesting. Okay. There are so many people who are allergic to creams, right? Great point. Great point. I've done so many parties. Holy shit. One of my birthday parties as a little kid was actually a Mary Kay party. I didn't know how sad that was until later. Wow. And like Mary Kay products are fine. They're not extraordinary like they promote, but they're not the worst. Yeah. Just like a lot of MLM products, they're not horrible, but they're not the best, you know? I was a Mary Kay consultant for about 2 months in 2006 Sorry. My starting off party consisted of putting on makeup and trying out lotions. Okay, cool, cool. I'm glad you're only a Mary Kay rep for such a short time. Thank you for letting us know about these parties. I've only been to one MLM party, and that was for Longaberger baskets. Never again. What in the world is that? I'm going to put that in my phone and I'm going to look into that. That's a weird ass name.
Everything in your Mary Kay business and could put you on the target for your Grand Am and the direct line to director qualification. The 2020 challenge has proven to be so successful that I know you're going to be glad to hear that we have extended it through March, April, May, and June. All that production for seminar. Those of you who meet the challenge will receive the prestigious 2020 Club pin. You're going to love it. It's so cute. And they'll get that on stage, and they'll get recognition at seminar, and they'll be honored at a seminar luncheon commemorating your very special achievement. All 2020 Club seminar challenges winners will receive recognition and applause. And when you accept the 2020 challenge, your director will give you a button featuring a countdown ribbon in recognition of your achievement. For every 5 classes that you hold, you will cut off the bottom of this ribbon. And then when you've held 10 and 15 and 20, it's 5, and then 10, and then 15, and finally 20, and all that's left is a button. And everybody will know that you are a winner. You're at the right place.
So if we host 20 parties, we are going to get a ribbon and we could cut parts of the ribbon off. And then the big prize is we don't have a ribbon anymore. We just have a pin. Why would I want to cut away my ribbon? What if I want a ribbon? And apparently, this little pin is like a status symbol and it's so amazing. Sorry, just listening to that, I just laughed. I'm like, who cares about that? Like, I would be into like a trophy. Like, I'm sentimental. I want a trophy, but I want a trophy in addition to my income. I would have to say I did love Mary Kay Eye Makeup Remover. It took mascara off in 2 seconds flat. This was probably back in the 90s that I tried it. Oh, interesting. I bought many MK products through fundraisers when my daughter was growing up in community theater. The products were fine, if overpriced. My mom has so much Longaberger and I had no idea it was an MLM until last year. She was never a consultant. I added it to my phone. I'm going to look into it. It was good. Oh, you mean the eye makeup? I gotta have a smidge of respect for Mary Kay Ash. She saw an opportunity, she took it, and she made bank. Just a smidge. I mostly feel contempt. During the time, she was a trailblazer, like a woman owning a massive company, and it's huge. Mary Kay is a beast. I was gonna say a monster, a beast and a monster. I went to a basket party too. Look at all these basket parties. We're the best baskets, but way too expensive. What were the baskets used for? Recognition, applause. Where's the cash? Right? Like, I can't pay my bills with applause. Who cares? Who cares? My next door neighbor was in it and got high on the company until she quit. Now she supports MLMs like Monat. Oh no. Of course, they're extending the challenge, probably because not very many people qualified initially. That's what they do. Great point. I love her enthusiasm, right? How am I supposed to let people know I'm a winner if I don't have a button? And who's gonna care? Like, you had a ribbon and now you don't have a ribbon. A ribbon for real? Uh, Recognition is part of the MK religion. I swear to God, they'll applaud and cheer if you announce that you poop successfully. In our last Mary Kay video, we saw Mary Kay Ash give a woman a trophy for being wonderful. You're a winner. She's talking the way the gym teachers would and trying to get us to do the presidential fitness test. You'll get a certificate. Like, no, I don't want to run. I can't run. Hi, Lilac Llama. Thank you for joining. This is a good one. We're watching a very old Mary Kay Ash video. You win diamonds if you sell a certain amount every year. You can accept diamonds or cash. Interesting. I have a question though. How much do we actually have to sell to get that prize? Like, is it actually attainable for one person to do it? Or do you have to be like at the top of the company?
Place at the right time. Wasn't it exciting to hear the recent news that Mary Kay Cosmetics is the best-selling brand of facial skincare and color cosmetics in the United States? That means consumers have chosen the Mary Kay brand over all others available in today's.
Same, Avery. I've always been athletic, but I could never run. Just run for the purpose of running? Can't do.
Increasingly competitive marketplace. This claim is based upon wholesale sales reported by not just one, but two independent market research firms that compile and report sales for our industry and all major competitors. Isn't it wonderful to reflect and bask in the joy of knowing that you are part of the #1 brand of facial skincare and color cosmetics in the United States? And relish in the pride of being one of the top 10 companies for women to work for in North America, and the only cosmetic company on that list. But now,
Sure, if they were actually on the list of like whatever the crap she said, highest growing company, fastest growing company, like with the most sales, it's because the distributors are buying all the products. Whenever MLMs brag about growing quickly, it's like, of course, you have 100,000 people, you have 50,000 people who are a built-in customer base who have to purchase every single month. Of course, you have a lot of sales. I've never been a runner, but now as a boomer, my knees are in perfect shape. That's funny.
lest we become too complacent, I must remind you that we still have only about 10% of the $15 billion cosmetic market share, which means that 90% of the people are still using the wrong thing. Got to fix that.
It's not the wrong thing. Maybe they just want to use something else. Let them be happy with their makeup, please.
Be sure to share this wonderful news by pointing it out to customers and to guests at your skincare classes.
She's making it seem like the average consultant is going to benefit from the fact that Mary Kay is this big, huge company, but it doesn't matter how much of a market share they have over the beauty industry because that is not going to find its way down to the distributors itself. It doesn't matter, Mary Kay.
That will make them confident in knowing that they are dealing with the best, and so will you. Our future keeps looking brighter and brighter, and my heart overflows with gratitude to you. Hebrews 12:1 says, "And let us run with perseverance the race that is set before us." This reminded me of a story about a little boy who wanted a watch. Day in and day out, he pestered his parents about a watch, getting that watch.
Right? Set your sources. Set your sources. 1995. Were there computers in 1995? I don't know. I can't remember if there were. They were like desktop ones. And so, like, she could have cited her sources in 1995 for sure. Once you get to director level and national director, the jewelry gets nicer, but still just lots of tiny, low quality diamonds, not as substantial. Wow, look at that diamond. My grandma just started. I tried to warn her of the dangers. Aw, do you mean in Mary Kay, Lilac Llama? I'm really sorry to hear that. Good job trying to warn her. That's all you can do. She's at the very top. Yeah, Mary Kay was at the top of her whole big ass pyramid. Oh God, not the Bible verses.
Watch. His parents put him off every day they could, and finally he just drove his parents to the breaking point. And his father told the youngster that he didn't want to hear another word about that watch from him. Well, for the rest of the week, the lad said nothing about the watch. He knew that if he did, he would certainly get some discomfort for his sitting down place. However, Sunday rolled around, and the family was gathered for a period of devotion. It was a custom in that family for each member to learn a new verse of scripture and recite it each Sunday morning during devotions.
Oh, Lilac Llama. Okay, gotcha. Then Carol laughed.
Every other member of the family had said their scripture verse when it came time for the little lad to quote his. He looked up, and with a very solemn face, he quoted his scripture verse perfectly. What I say unto you, I say unto all, watch. Well, I'm not certain if he got his watch or the other thing. But one.
So I was just a little kid begging his parents for a watch and then putting it at the end of their weekly scripture talk. In Mary Kay, it seems like she really focused on the religious aspect. Not only that being in Mary Kay is like I think she kind of said like she would insinuate that being in Mary Kay is like a godly act, and she would attach buying makeup and going to the parties as being closer to God, and would say things along the lines of like God has a hand in my business. God is in my business. God brings people to me. Very similar rhetoric as like Dexter Yeager and Bill Britt had in Amway, but of course Mary Kay's delivery is a lot more relaxing and a lot more like easy on the ears because you don't have Dexter screaming at you. It's the Queen's Court of sharing prizes and Queen's Court of personal sales. Interesting. Cool. And then Melissa said, the bee. Cult, cult, cult. I agree. We're almost done.
One thing I can say for him, he was persistent, as we must all be. Persistence is a quality that all of us can use. But one of the faults today is that we give up too soon, sometimes calling it quits after a single setback or when success is just around the corner. We let failure break us instead of making us. There's very little a person cannot do in this life if she sets out to do it and stays with it. One reason that we don't accomplish more is that we're quick quitters, and we mustn't be. When we get a setback or two, then we say it can't be done and give up, and we quit trying. History is full of things that couldn't be done, but somebody did them. I believe that God wants a person who says, I can. And I believe that God wants a person who will try again.
She's not wrong. A lot of people may give up on things too quickly. Like, I want to lose weight and I'm not able to lose weight quickly enough in the month that I said I would lose 5 pounds in. And so I'm going to quit. Or I want to learn a new language and it's taking me longer than I expected. So I'm going to quit. Like she's not wrong. But in the MLM context, say in a toxic work environment context, if you're able to notice red flags and you're noticing that people are treating you poorly or you're being forced or strongly encouraged to like step over your moral and your ethical boundaries, it's a good thing to realize your red flags. It's a good thing to realize that your boundaries are being overstepped and we should be normalizing moving on from toxic situations and toxic environments, in my opinion. Some of the jewelry, they never change. It's been the same for years. Oh, interesting. Easy for someone to critique others for quitting when the person quitting is the one giving up income to participate in the opportunity, and the company wins every time a sale is placed by anyone. Yeah. And it's a good thing to realize, to be self-aware enough that we're not making any money and that we are losing money and that we want to get out of that environment. Like, it's a good thing to know we're losing money. It's a good thing to know that we don't like how we're being treated. I want to quit my job 1 week and 2 days in. Oh, I'm so sorry. I don't know your situation. Like, if you are like having someone be mean to you and like it's really toxic for you, then like do what you need to do. If it's not like an outwardly like toxic and manipulative environment, I would probably say like give it a bit more time, but like you got to do what's best for you, you know? You got to do what's best for your mental and your physical health. Get the name of God out of your mouth, ma'am. Has no place in MLMs, in my opinion. It's great to have faith and feel connected to your higher power. That's a wonderful thing, but I don't like it when people prey on someone's spirituality as a method to get them into the environment, into the MLM environment. I don't like that. Like, how manipulative is that? God wants a person who tries again. Yeah. And so, what if you come in because you connect with Mary Kay's Christian values and then she says something like that, and you're like, and you think, God would not want me to quit. God wants me to stay, right? Oh, yeah. That's such a good point. Her voice is more soothing than the uplines of today, but the message is identical. Good point. She could have been a rock star on the Calm app, not gonna lie. Yes. Inspect what you expect is bad advice for an MLM leader to give. Hmm. Yeah, that's a good point. I agree she got that motivational, but not cheesy voice. Good comments, good observations.
All things are possible, and He is waiting to see if you believe Him. If you do, try again. There's a beautiful little poem entitled Hold On.
If you're in Mary Kay and you want to quit and you connect with their Christian values, you do not have to try again to be closer to God, to be the person that God wants you to be. If you want to quit, follow your gut, do what you need to do, like I just said, for your physical and your mental well being, and get out of there. God will still love you if you quit. He would prefer that you not be in an MLM.
To your dream goes like this. There is inside you all the potential to be whatever you want to be, and all the energy to do whatever you want to do. Imagine yourself as you would like to be, doing what you would like to do, and each day take one step toward your dream. And though at times it may seem too difficult to continue, hold on to your dream. And one morning, you will awaken to find that you are the person you dreamed of being, doing what you want to do, simply because you had the courage to believe in your potential and hold on to your dream. There is a star within you. God bless you. Make it happen.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So I like what Charlie said here. So, what is Einstein's definition of insanity? So, we are just supposed to stay in our MLM company, even though we know we're not making any money, even though we know that maybe our upline is treating us badly, even though we are not having a good relationship with our spouse right now, right? We just have to stay. We just have to stay because we'll make money eventually. What? My hair is so puffy. I did brush it earlier and I look crazy, but that's okay. We're almost done. Oh my God, the music, right? And what I want to be is not in an MLM. I'm living the dream. Same. And the synthesizer, wow, say that word 5 times fast. The synthesizer music in the background, like the end of a church service when they're doing the altar call. Ooh, good point. Well, Jesus did have 12 in his downline. Yeah. What are you bad for? I don't know what you're referring to. Let me know. Let me know what you mean. The lady could have had ASMR tapes back in the day, right? And then Sam said her voice is creepily soothing. Yes. Yeah, I agree. And I think Lift Panic said this earlier, but she's an interesting case because I think she deserves credit for being a trailblazer during her time, really wanting women to like break out on their own during the 1960s, wanting women to make good money, opening up her own company that expanded around the world. However, if you want women to make good money, don't be in an MLM. Have a company where women actually get paid for their time and they actually get paid their worth. So just like Lift Panic, I do give her a little bit of credit, but not that much. Selling drugs is also an MLM. You try to get people to get hooked and eventually sell your product. Oh, good point. All the religious manipulation never sat right with me while I was in Mary Kay, and now I want to scream and set something on fire. It's so gross. I agree. Saying Jesus had 12 is why I was bad. Got you, got you. Cool. So I've had to go to the bathroom really bad for like 20 minutes, 25 minutes. So I think I'm going to end it here if that's cool. This was really fun to hang out with all of these people. It was a really interesting conversation. We touched on a lot. We heard about religious manipulation. We heard about God wanting us to stay in the MLM and not wanting to give up. We have to stay in for as long as possible. We need to be persistent. We need to have 20 parties in a month in order to cut our ribbon. Wow. I'm here for a collab with DC. Same, same. I would love that. I agree. Have a great evening. Thank you. Okay, bye. Bye, Melissa. Thank you for coming. Do do do. Like the stream, guys. Yes, if you liked it, no pressure though. Little bit of blasphemy, little bit of ribbons. That's a good one. Thank you for hanging out with me, everybody. I really, really enjoyed this. I hope you guys have a great evening, and I'll see you tomorrow for my next stream. Bye.